Now then, so today we're in a bit of collusion. So this is a list that I showed a bit in my 6 factions 6 decks video, and I made a couple of changes since then, just trying out different things. And I still don't think this is 100% the best list. There's probably room for a couple of changes, but we're getting pretty close here. So the general idea is we're focusing a bit around collusion, and I kind of took the core shell from the land pockets list. So things like Cleaver, the safe crackers, and all your crimes and all that kind of thing. And we're kind of fitting collusion in with that. And if you don't know what collusion does, because it's not exactly a common card, it acts better depending on how many units you have of different gangs. So what's going to happen is if you have a crown splitters, it boosts your lowest unit by 4. If you have a cut-ups, it'll damage the highest enemy by 4. If you have a fire swan, it'll spawn 2 fire swan zealots. And if you have a tide cloaks, you gain 4 coins. And if you have a blind eyes, all of those effects from the other ones gain another point. So in a sort of perfect world, if you get all of these things active and everything, it plays for, I think it's 23 points because it's a crime, so you get an extra coin. So it's really, really good, especially for like 10 provisions. You don't need to hit all of these for it to be a good card. And so we just tweaked it a little bit just to just try and make it a bit more consistent, because the core of land pockets already kind of caters to this. You're always going to have a crown splitters down because most of the units in the list are crown splitters. You're typically going to have a sea jackal down because that's one of your best spenders, and Jocks will typically be coming down in your round 3, so there's your fire swarm. So 3 out of the 5 right there are just naturally generated by the deck. We also have a smuggle in there, just because that will create a fire swarm unit, so just a bit more consistency in case we miss shocks or anything like that. And cut-ups, I decided to just ignore. We're not playing into the cut-ups just because there's not too many amazing cut-ups cards you really want on the board. I tried kind of working around it, maybe playing a Bloody Good Friends, that kind of thing, but yeah, it felt like we just ignore the cut-ups and we go for the other 4. And so the way I've done this is we've trimmed back an Aeromancy, which is a bit questionable, but with the thinning we're kind of running with like Faircoat and Gradient Justice, you typically can quite consistently get through your deck. And by running a Vivaldi's Bank instead, we're saving 4 provisions, and that's basically allowed us to include a Passiflora. So I was typically struggling to get blind eyes down because there's not too many blind eyes you want to be running in the crimes list. So we put in street urchins because they're 4 provisions, pretty cheap. Playing as a 5 gives you a spender. It's not too bad. And we have a pickpocket in there, and also a Slice Seductress, because Slice Seductress is just generally a decent card. That, considering how people tend to play, especially against like Nilfgaard, where they're playing multiple cards in a round, Slice Seductress can be really, really good. Other cards you could kind of consider running would be, you could maybe run a Kalkstein if you're looking for Purifies, for example. You maybe want to thin out the 5, 6, 7 provision kind of area, maybe cut the Seductress and Pickpocket, run a Kalkstein instead. But we're generally playing similar to how the meta crime list plays, but we have a lot more potential power in round 3. Obviously, we're missing out on the boat, so we're going to lose a bit of power in the earlier rounds. But typically, the power of safe crackers at the moment means that you don't really need that extra power from your boat coming out. And typically the list felt pretty good to be honest. Obviously not running a Neuromancy can be a little scary because you can be at risk of missing some cards, but I've typically found that we have enough consistency that we're not missing too much, if that makes sense. I think this is best sort of displayed in the games, so you'll be able to kind of see how Collusion works because there's a lot going on. But I found it's very, very strong. I mean, arguably you could just ignore the list I've built here and just straight up put Collusion into the meta list and it would operate as a very, very solid card. So yeah, there's some things to think about. I'm a big advocate of Collusion at the moment. I feel like it's a very strong card that's being overlooked. So yeah, I'll go into the games. As always, if you have been watching my content and you would like to see more, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe. It really helps me out. And yeah, we'll go into the games. Alright, Pat Fury. So this is going to be an Arnagad friend as well, isn't it? Which is going to be fun. This is a matchup where you really want Philippa. Just being able to swipe that's so good. But I like this hand. We've hit most of the stuff we want. Maybe I want to drop these just so we have a few more crimes. Not as good now. Yeah, sorry there wasn't a video on Thursday. I don't know if I've even mentioned in videos, but I started a new job. It's in like the same company, working on stuff that like, so basically I was doing a secondment last year for like 7 or 8 months in like a different department, and I ended up being like offered a full-time job with them and everything after that, and been working there now for a month or so, and it's kind of like, it really varies in that like some days are just ridiculously busy, and it kind of, I can't really say for sure if a day is going to be busy or not, and it just happened on Wednesday. It was absolutely slammed. I had so much to do, and I would have typically recorded like Thursday's video on Wednesday night, but like I finished work and I was like, nah, can't do it today. I just need to lie down and do nothing. So yeah, that's mainly been the reason for a couple of missed videos, just because tiring, man. I'm just busy as shit. I just can't do it. But with any luck, I'm trying to sort of get videos out a bit more ahead of time. Try and maybe record like 2 days early, just so if something like this happens again, you know, I can take that day off, or I still have that like leeway. So sort of going forwards, it shouldn't happen again. But yeah, is what it is. Is what it is. Now, pretty good fun to kill a Witcher Adept isn't bad. Killing this would be a 7-point kill. Killing this would be an 8. So we actually want to kill one of these. Yeah, sorry for hearing if you had the BBC News alert, conference for what's happened. Okay, great.
Can you trust what he says there?
No. Okay, so it's another update about Prince Philip. If you're not a Brit bong like me, Prince Philip's died. I'm torn up about it, as you can tell. But it's all the news is talking about, and I just don't think anyone really cares, because he was an old racist who married his cousin. So I mean, I'm not exactly sad about it. I've also been playing some Gods Unchained, so I'm probably going to do a video on that, maybe like a week from now or something, just because I want to play a few more games before I kind of give my opinion on it. But at the moment, I think it's pretty good, to be honest. So if you haven't seen it, just a heads up, I'm not sponsored by him or anything. This is just me just giving you my opinion on it. But yeah, so it's kind of in the same like model of like how like MTG and like Hearthstone, where you've got health, you play units, you play spells, knock them down from 30 to 0, and you win that whole setup. But the bit that kind of caught my eye is it operates on. We want to spend once more so they don't have a pass. It operates on through like Ethereum and stuff. So the cards you earn are like yours, and you can sell them on like the marketplace. At the moment, I think they're setting it up. You can only sell like from a certain expansion at the moment. But I definitely like the idea of like your cards kind of being yours. That makes sense. It seems pretty good. I've been enjoying the games. It's got a few interesting little things going on with it. One of the things that's like I saw and I was like, this is like a really good inclusion. Is so it has this like thing called the Sanctum in games, which is as you sort of play and do stuff, you gain like favour, and you can spend your favour to add a card from like this sort of bucket of cards. There's like 3 available to you, like I think it's like removal, value, and like top end like finisher stuff. And so you can spend your favour to get one of these cards into your hand, so you kind of have access. It's like an extra layer of complexity. You have access to like sort of ways to let me just get this done. Sort of ways to like improve bad matchups. And I sort of read the stuff about like why I did put this in the game and stuff, and it's generally the idea of like the issue GWENT has where matchups can seem very sort of linear. You know, if you're playing like a swarm list or like an aggro list that doesn't have removal, it gives you the option that as the game goes on, it's not an auto loss against control. You know, you have options to bring in these cards you weren't running, and it works sort of really, really nicely. Because if you don't need someone to alter your playstyle or anything like that, you can just, use it to get a card that like synergizes with what you're doing, and all good. But you can also kind of play it in situations like a list I was running was very like swarm heavy and didn't have a lot in the way of removal, or like defenders or anything like that. And a couple of games were really decided by having access to that flexibility. So it's definitely an interesting one. It's one I'm going to be keeping an eye on for sure, because I think it's a very, very interesting game. So I think we got tunnel drill here. Makes sense. Makes sense. Just because I think we're getting this one uneven, boys. We might be getting this one uneven. Probably should have actually just killed this. Thinking about it, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't run Witcher Mentors. But yeah, what else is going on with it? It just seems like sort of a very interesting one. Oh, the bit like the reason why I actually picked it up is kind of important. Like if you're interested in like the competitive side, there's been a lot of sort of promises that they are looking to really develop like a competitive scene for it. So there's been promises of like really high, what's the word? Real high like prize pools for the tournaments they're sort of planning. So I was like, okay, that's instantly, I'm like straight away, yeah, I like the idea of that. So I think here we accept if they have a reset, we're just going to be passing. Problem is, if we play scoia'tael, it's our last one for Collusion. It means we're probably going to be playing Collusion this round. I think I want to take this uneven. I think we have a lot of potential to take this uneven. I think trading off a scoia'tael and possibly Collusion to win the round. Really, really nice. I think this is kind of showing how Collusion works in the list, and that like you can kind of take it as just a gain 5 coins and boost a unit by 4, which like isn't amazing, but it's not so inflexible that like you just can't play it. A leader commitment just so you don't lose on even is fine with me. Cool. that's completely fine with me. If they want to use their leader just so they don't lose on even, I'm not going to complain. I think the Arnagad that will no doubt be coming is very, very scary. Very, very scared of the Arnagad that's inevitably coming. We do need to get a card to play. Your card to play. Drop you. Drop you. Wow, we've really not played many spells yet.
Don't get caught. Hit them between the legs.
So we want to hit Cleaver, we want to hit Jocks. And that might just be enough for Collusion, because we'll have a Blind Eyes, Crown Splitters, Fire Swarm. Or we could just draw terribly, which is also very cool. Alright, so we missed Jocks, which is really sad. We missed Vivaldi's Bank as well. But I guess the way I've been sort of assessing this is like imagining Vivaldi's Bank is an Aeromancy. Does that make sense? So like I missed it there and it's like, oh well, this is trash. But we would have missed an Aeromancy anyway, so we would have missed Shocks anyway, so we've not lost anything by not having an Aeromancy. I think we want to use our coins here with Cleaver. Just get those down, because I think he usually just gets removed anyway. So we just kind of want to develop out. But we do at least get the Fire Swan out. So we can go Passiflora, we can go Smuggle, and then Collusion will be playing 4, boost unit by 5, spawn 3 Zealots. I'm fine with that. I'm more than fine with that. Holy shit. I think we get Passiflora going.
Enjoy it.
It's a shame, obviously, we're not going to get this finished, but there was a Maddock in there the whole time who would. Okay.
Nothing tickles my teeth quite like a good sleep.
So yeah, we'll just get this spent. Get those down. Because he is our only spender, so. Yeah, it's a shame we're not going to get Passiflora finished off. And Peaches isn't getting the Horde, but I mean, I think it's more important that we get the bodies down, like the shielded bodies. Because I no doubt expect an Arnagad to be coming down, so I kind of want to just get my units down and just develop points. Because shielded units against Skellige are really, really nice. They're going to really struggle to deal with them.
Need a hand? Just chop one off.
Well, break the portal. So Harold's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to be a 10. It's not amazing, but it's, you know, it's fine. It's fine. Suggesting maybe don't have removal for Cleaver. I'm going to greed just so we can get this in green health. But it might be a mistake. Might not be. We'll find out. Yeah, so this will be Arnagad. Okay, so it's Gad. I mean, I'm fine with that, especially considering the current situation. So I'm thinking about how we use Payday. We could use Payday to kill Maddock, which would give us 3 coins, and then Collusion will give us a 4th, which gives us maximum value on Cleaver. But I think we just take the Collusion now. This could also be a massive issue. You know, they spawn on this row, and it's really, really sad. It looks like they might just be taking advantage of the small units, try and remove them anyway.
Shove your knightly virtues up your ass, Erling.
Yeah, change of plans, because we kind of want them to activate Mad Dog. Maybe clear up some space for the Cleaver. I don't think they do though. Yeah. I think we have enough points here anyway. It's been good enough. Yeah, it looks like this is good enough. Just see what that last card is. Cool.
Strength matters not if you lack the skill to wield it.
All right, a little closer to how it should work. So I got a complaint. Okay, Kelly's gonna be fun, isn't it? I think we'll really struggle in this matchup. Really struggle in this matchup. And not a hand I'm particularly excited about. If we see a cave troll, we just accept that this is going to be pain. Okay. Fine by me. Suggest there might not be a Syrian hand, but I don't want to bank on that too hard. Vivaldi's bank really should be a crime as well. I really feel like that one needs to be a crime. Ice Troll? Are people running Ice Troll now? Yeah, well, doesn't really matter, we just kill that. I guess it kind of makes sense as a card, I just don't think it's all that great. We may be looking at a tunnel drill this round. Cool. I'll just get 1 coin just so we can bump it up 1. This does give them a pass, but I would rather them take a pass than keep going. Or they're just going to keep going, which is cool. It's very cool. Very cool. So smuggle. Fine. Really wouldn't mind to see a piece of removal come out from them, to be honest. Goliath. Okay. I'm genuinely considering playing Cleaver here. So they're getting 3 a turn. So they'll gain 3, they'll go 49. Cleaver. I actually think we'll go for it. Just because if we can win this one on even, it would be really nice. And arguably this probably means that we're going to be playing Tunnel Drill as well. I think you don't hold on to your Tunnel Drill here. There's some big commitments we're having to make here, but yeah, I think it's still correct to do. Still correct to do. Let's dip in the Pontar. Knock this down. Spawn another boy. Kelly. So what are our options here? We could play street urchins.
They've so damn much. Anyone teaching
And a leader and a spawn. Because this 2's gonna die, but then we're still ahead. And with them committing Kelly already, I don't feel too bad about this. Owlers. I'll take that. I'll take that. So they can't have a whole lot left now. Obviously they have Siri, but I don't know how much I'm bothered about that extra card. Yeah, Collusion is going to be really awkward with the hand we have. Shocks, I think we'll need. We can't finish Passiflora, which I don't like. Maybe we're mulliganing Gord, or is it Shocks? So let's say we play both of those. I think the problem is if we play both of these, we kind of lose. That's my fear there. Okay, I wasn't expecting a pass.
Nothing tickles my tits quite like a good secret.
This means we'd need to exactly these two to complete Passiflora, but I think we just accept that. Transformed into a slice of Ductress. Interesting. Interesting. This does mean we can actually finish it now, which is good. No collusion, boys. No collusion. Thinking about it, they've got to have a Karathi anyway, right? I guess if they use a Karathi Heatwave on this, then our spenders stick a little better. Looks like they might be.
3, 2, 1.
So we'll spend down to 4. We'll probably full spend and then Siggy. I don't know. We're losing the Intimidators on him is the problem, but I think we go all the way down and then use Pickpocket.
Be still.
And honestly, I really value the shield on that, to be honest. That's suggesting maybe don't have a spores in hand.
I shall save humankind from what may
I'll spend 1 there. Just so Parasite. Well, actually, Parasite does deal with it, shouldn't I? I maybe should have used the leader charge, put him up to 8, just so Parasite can't deal with it. Thunderbolt. Interesting card to run. Okay, so we'll just go for Sicky now. So you're boosted by 8, you're boosted by 7. And now he's boosted by 8. Just so we're spreading out for spores. They might actually. This plays really hard into Erdem, putting him on the same row. Yeah, not even got collusion this game, but I think this is the thing. It kind of shows that the amount of extra power you can get from running not running a Neuromancy. Okay, if they have an Erden, it's pretty sad, but we'll see. Cool. Alright, very nice. I think that round 1 was kind of where it was decided, for sure.